10 facts you may not know about Scotland's Gaelic language. 1. Scottish Gaelic is a Celtic language spoken by a small minority of people in Scotland, about 57,000, representing about 1.1% of the Scottish population over 3 years old. 2. It is a member of the Gaelic branch of the Celtic languages, which also includes Irish, Gaeilge, and Manx, Gaelic. All three languages developed from Old Irish. Old Irish is the earliest recorded form of the Gaelic language, spoken in Ireland and parts of Scotland, during the early medieval centuries. 3. The Gaelic language has a long history in Scotland, with evidence of its use dating back to the 4th century AD. Gaelic was brought to Scotland in the 4th and 5th centuries by Irish settlers who founded the Kingdom of Dalriata. There is some debate among scholars about the exact circumstances of the spread of Gaelic to Scotland and its relationship to Pictish. 4. During the reign of King Constantine II in the 10th century, the process of Gaelicization accelerated and the region became known as Alba. By the 11th century, all the inhabitants of Alba were thought to have become fully Gaelicized Scots, and Gaelic was spoken throughout much of Scotland, particularly in the west and south. It was the lingua Scotica, or the language of Scotland, during the Middle Ages. 5. Scottish Gaelic is different from the English-derived language known as Scots, which is spoken in parts of Scotland, and it is also distinct from Irish Gaelic, Gaeilge, which is spoken in the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. 6. The reign of King Malcolm Canmore and his wife Margaret of Wessex, between 1058 and 1093, marked the beginning of Gaelic's eclipse in Scotland due to their adoption of Anglo-Norman names and practices and the introduction of English bishops, priests, and monastics to the country. The Statutes of Iona, enacted by James VI in 1609, required the heirs of clan chiefs to be educated in English-speaking schools. 7. Gaelic became a predominantly rural language in Scotland, with its strongest presence in the western and northern parts of the country. The Highland clearances in the 18th and 19th centuries resulted in the forced eviction of many Gaelic speakers from their land, leading to a further decline in the use of the language. 8. In recent decades, there has been a renewed effort to encourage the use of Gaelic in Scotland, with the creation of Gaelic language schools and the establishment of a Gaelic language television channel. 9. Gaelic is an official language of the European Union, and is protected under the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages. The European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages is a treaty adopted by the Council of Europe to protect and promote regional and minority languages in Europe. 10. The main stronghold of the language is the Outer Hebrides, where 52.2% of the population speaks Gaelic. The language is also spoken in the Highlands, 5.4%, Argyll and Bute, 4.0%, and Inverness, 4.9%. Glasgow has the largest number of Gaelic speakers, with 5,878 people making up over 10% of all Gaelic speakers in Scotland. In the Western Isles, Argyll, and Bute, and the Highlands, the number of Gaelic speakers has declined sharply in recent years. However, the language has seen growth in the Scottish lowlands, with the number of Gaelic speakers increasing in 19 of Scotland's 32 council areas between the 2001 and 2011 censuses. The Scottish Government has implemented Gaelic medium education and other measures in an effort to revitalise the language and prevent its decline. In Canada, Gaelic is spoken by a small number of people in Nova Scotia.